There are over 6,000 ski resorts in the world, and my goal is to ride at as many of them as possible and then give you my rating and review of them. So today we will be reviewing Massanutten Ski Resort in Virginia. Every ski resort I review, I rank from an F to an S tier, and I do it both regionally and worldwide because I don't really think it's fair to rate some of these like mid-Atlantic resorts or Midwest resorts against like Utah, Colorado, Canada resorts. So we do it both regionally and worldwide. So where will Massanutten rank on my rating scale? Hello, my name is Chris. I have been snowboarding for over 20 years. I've ridden at 40 resorts and counting in 13 states, 2 countries. I used to be a ski instructor and I've snowboarded in snowboarding competitions. I am very, very, very far away from being any sort of X Games level rider, so don't get it twisted. I've ridden everything from West Coast powder to East Coast ice riding. I call it ice skating at night, and then everything in between. And today I will be giving you my full review, breakdown, and ranking of Massanutten Ski Resort. Let's jump into some stats on Massanutten Ski Resort. It has an elevation of 2,922 feet. It has 7 chairlifts. They have 23 runs and 82 skiable acres. Is this resort worth taking PTO and spending your hard-earned money to go ride at? Right off the bat, let's talk about the price of going to Massanutten. A day lift ticket is typically, obviously depends on if it's a weekday or a weekend, right around $100. You can get discounted rates for a 4-hour pass or night riding, but all in all, pretty comparable to a lot of lift tickets nowadays. However, what I do like about Massanutten is their season passes, if you buy them early enough, are pretty freaking affordable and come with some pretty cool benefits, in my opinion. It's only right around, if you buy it early enough, about $500 for a season pass, which is pretty good. And it's also a resort that is on the Indy Pass, which is also pretty dope. But if you end up getting the season pass for right around $500 to Massanutten, there are some cool perks. They offer free buddy passes, meaning if I had a season pass and I wanted to go ride with one of my buddies, they'd be able to come for free, completely free. And this is how I actually got to go ride there one of the days last season. One of my buddies has a season pass to Massanutten, and he was able to just give me a free lift ticket to go ride. I believe you get 4 free buddy passes if you have a Massanutten season pass. I know they have different tiers and all this other stuff, but I believe you get 4 just completely free buddy passes if you have a Massanutten season pass. The other cool benefit to having a season pass to Massanutten is that they have a winter series of like a downhill slalom and maybe some other different like snowboarding and skiing competitions. I guess they're primarily ski competitions. But if you have a season pass, you're able to compete in these competitions. So now let's talk about the runs that you'll be able to ride if you're at Massanutten. I will say they have a little bit of everything. They have everything from bunny slopes to some greens, blues, blacks, and double blacks. They also have a pretty solid terrain park as well. And I would say the blues are probably my favorite part about Massanutten. They're really long runs, definitely very wide open, and they have fun little side hits, and they all seem pretty well maintained. I will admit the blacks and double blacks leave a little bit to be desired. They're not anything crazy or anything that intense. They're just steep runs, and anything in this mid-Atlantic region does get pretty skied out and pretty iced over pretty quickly, and that's definitely the case here. Now let's talk about lodging. So I stayed overnight here with my buddies for a ski trip, and we got an Airbnb. Unlike Timberline, which I talked about in the last video, Massanutten doesn't really have any like ski side cabins at any sort of affordable rate that I could find, and I went digging. So we stayed in an Airbnb about 10 to 15 minutes away. So not a bad drive at all. And it was a very nice Airbnb, very, very affordable for being so close to the slopes. However, you're not ski in, ski out by any stretch of the imagination. So you're driving to and from. When you have to get in the car and drive away, it does kind of, it's different than being right there on the slopes. So I would say affordability, pretty solid, but it is a little bit of a bummer that you're not able to just ski in, ski out. Now, what is cool is if you're a college kid, you probably have buddies that go to JMU if you're in somewhat this neck of the woods, and in that case, you get free housing because you go and crash with your buddy in their dorm room or, their townhouse, and then you can shred the slopes. As far as the food options go, definitely not the best food on the slopes. Very similar to most resorts. It's just kind of basic cafeteria food. It's fine, good enough. Another pretty massive benefit to Massanutten is that they have an indoor water park. It's a 42,000 square foot indoor water park. It also has another 88,000 square feet of an outdoor section, which is obviously not open in the winter. So this would be another big benefit to Massanutten. If you were to go and visit on a family vacation, you would have the ability to go ride, or you could go hang out at the water park. The last thing I'll say about Massanutten is the staff, probably because it's in a college town, is super friendly. Everybody was bumping music, fist bumping me. Every time I get on the chairlift, they'd say what's up. It was like just cool vibes all around. Everybody that worked there was like some of the more friendly staff at almost any resort I've been to. Also, in the Mid-Atlantic region, the weather is extremely hit or miss, and I appreciate Massanutten for just consistently blowing snow. I went there multiple times over the past 2 seasons, and they're always trying to keep the snow on the slopes. So if you're planning a trip, you don't hopefully have to worry about not having any runs open. You should be able to get some decent runs in. Now, let's get into my ranking of Massanutten. So, where does Massanutten fall into my tiers for both? Let's go the Mid-Atlantic regional ranking and the worldwide ranking. So if I'm rating it regionally, I would put it in the A tier, just because of the affordability. If you have the Indy Pass or the Season Pass, it's really not that expensive for just a guaranteed being able to go shred their day. There are a lot of amenities, really friendly staff, and stuff to do nearby. So definitely, if you're in the Mid-Atlantic region, definitely worth coming and checking out Massanutten. Now, the worldwide ranking. Once again, that's why I do these 2 separate rankings, because it's really not fair to rank Massanutten versus Vail or versus Winter Park. It's really not. They're just not even comparable. So, where would I rank it worldwide? It would fall into the C tier. Probably, definitely not worth booking a plane ticket and making a trip out to Massanutten. It's not that worthy. But it's definitely, if you're in the area, in the Mid-Atlantic region, worth coming and checking out. And if you got a buddy, if you're in college and you got a buddy that's at JMU, 100% worth going and kicking it with your buddy and then making a trip to the slopes. So that is where Massanutten would fall in both my regional rankings and worldwide rankings. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos to come. If you like my t-shirt, it says work from home day, and it's a guy on a chairlift, snowboarding, drinking his coffee, answering the phone. If you like this, I designed it myself. I give away a different piece of merch in every single video. All you have to do is subscribe, comment on my video, send a little screenshot to me on Instagram letting me know that you commented, and I'll pick somebody every video to send free merch to. So if you want free merch, now you know how to get it. And with that said, peace out, y'all. And if you like this video, you might like these videos as well.